to what we need right now. That is a failing.
And failing, yes.
It is a failing. I mean, let's admit it. The
Okay.
idea of anybody getting it easily, the way people in other countries are doing it, we're not set up for that. Do I think we should be? Yes, but we're not.
No, we are not. And incidentally, if you find yourself really appreciating how calm, knowledgeable and thorough Fauci is, you're frankly not alone on that. He has been a rare source of clarity in the Trump administration's response, and you should know he is the nation's leading infectious disease expert. Now, is he my favourite infectious disease expert? No, of course he isn't, because that would be Salvador Mazza. And it is amazing that for a man who studied infectious diseases his whole life, the only thing he ever came down with was a deadly case of bedroom eyes. Salvador, stop it. And look, Fauci is in a tough position right now. He has to balance the task of communicating real, honest science with this administration's aversion to every single one of those words. But so far, he seems to be doing a good job. The same, unfortunately, cannot be said about Trump, who attempted to reassure the nation with a sedated Oval Office speech on Wednesday, which was a complete mess, despite the fact he was reading from a prepared statement. He managed to mistakenly claim that imports from Europe were being cut off, which they were not, that insurers would waive co-pays not just for testing but for treatment, which at present they won't, and he seemed to imply that Americans in Europe could not get back into the country, which they can. And even he didn't seem entirely satisfied with his performance, because the moment the speech was over, this was his actual reaction.
We're clear.
Okay. Okay.
Yup. And that is the okay of a man who has just completed yet another substandard job after refusing to put in even the slightest bit of effort. She knows what I'm talking about. She definitely knows what I'm talking about. This joke is landing so hard with her right now. And for the following days, Trump seemed to be doing his very best to try and minimize the impact of this crisis, often with a particular focus on shoring up the stock market, a dynamic perhaps best encapsulated by this exchange with a reporter.
Why do you say that? They're tanking.
Okay, here's the thing. I hate it when the president lies as much as the next guy, but why would you ask him, why do you say that? Because the answer to that is always, it's just what he does. Asking Trump why he says things are fine when they're obviously not is like asking the wind why it whispers, or why the old redwood tree grows so tall, or why this corgi is so thick. That's just nature, baby. It is what it is. But again, nothing is fine here. The president's response has sadly been characterized by disorganization and lies, and the all-time low so far came in his Rose Garden press conference on Friday. If you saw news coverage after the fact, you may have seen that he declared a national emergency, which is good. And if that's all you saw of the press conference, you might have been reassured. But if you watched the whole event, there was a lot there that was pretty concerning, because Trump also inexplicably felt it important to bring up a series of CEOs whose companies were promising to help increase our testing capability, and who, for the record, absolutely did not need to be there, especially because for some reason Trump defied every public health protocol by shaking their hands, patting their backs, and touching the microphone at least 31 times, despite the fact he'd been exposed to people with the virus himself last weekend at Mar-a-Lago, where a growing number